Right. Hi, everyone. Hi, and I hope you're all okay. Yeah, sorry for the lack of running commentary during something like Dawn of War. Lots and lots of clicking, and the dog is moving now because she knows that, it's time for cuddles. So before I leave, let me show something to you. So can I just get a quick drink? I'll just change the nature of the stream for a second. Hang on. Let me just take a quick... So I went to a zoo. Hang on. I went to a zoo and I took some pictures, basically, and I did a little presentation, a little show and tell on the last stream, and since I've got all these pictures, it seems a shame to just do the show and tell just once. So I'll do it a second time for those that didn't see it. 1 second. Hang on. What am I doing? There we go. Right. There we go. Went to a zoo, took pictures. 1 second, let me just grab a quick drink because I'm a bit parched. Hi, Lulu. You right, honey? Sorry, darling. Off. Right. Okay. There we go. Right. So, hi everyone. So yes, I suppose a quick before I do anything else, just to let you know that on the YouTube side of things, I took the last week off and haven't been working on a video. I was working on Helldivers before this week, but I took this week off because the timing was perfect. I was finally able to sort out, the bungalow that I was hoping to buy. So it all went through, and I got the keys, and it's been really exciting, frankly. I've been doing things that I've never had to do before. I've been stepping so far out of my comfort zone. It's been a very exciting last week or so. So I've been organising lots of thank you, all of you, thank you. No, but seriously, thank you, all of you. Holy shit. I'm so very grateful. But I've been doing things like organising repair people, or like ordering a mattress, or clearing gutters, or making a bucket full of yellow dye and pouring it down a drain because it is not clear where the pipe goes. That sort of thing. So today it's just a case of more cleaning. I was cleaning the conservatory, which had lots of mould. It was really a bit ugh. The lady kept it relatively well maintained, but in places it's quite clear that it needs a proper deep clean. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, so the day before yesterday, so on Friday. Sorry, what am I talking about? This was yesterday, Friday. So on Friday, I snuck off with the family to go to a zoo. One moment, let me show you pictures from the zoo. Where is it? Zoo. Right. So again, I did this song and dance the other day. So these pictures have been shown before. But yes, so I went to a zoo in Sussex, and that zoo is called Drusilla's. According to the blurb, Drusilla's was once just a tea house at the side of the road for motorists. It was like a relief station, and then over time, they started adding lots of little animals, such as mongoose, meerkats, and stuff like that, and then gradually the small zoo expanded. So it's a dinky little zoo, mostly for kids. And I went there with my brother and his two children, and a little cousin. So I suppose cousin-in-law. Would that be for second cousin-in-law? Not sure how that works. But yeah, so the kids were running around and looking at all the animals. So they had these dwarf mongooses. Now they also had dwarf mongoose babies. They were so cute. They were sort of huddling in groups and they were mewing. They were only like a few weeks old. And they were all cuddled together in little clusters like that. And they were all hugging. And occasionally the parents would run up to them and grab them and sort of drag them places, like bossing them around. The grass in the bottom left of the frame, for example. For some reason they were trying to stick them in the grass. I guess it's like a safety thing. They also had one of these. Don't know what this is, but it was staring at me. It looked like it forgot that it left the stove on. Just kind of like just like staring, look, doing this expression for ages through the glass at all the strange children pouring at the here is a fact about this thing. they had lots and lots of little monkeys, lots of marmosets. And so the enclosure, so look at that enclosure. So that enclosure is quite small because what they actually did, they had like the entire wing as just like the monkey wing. And they had lots of these small enclosures which were hooked up by these plastic tubes which went over the top of the guests and back and forth and into outdoor areas. So their enclosure was actually gigantic, but it was made up of smaller boxes. I guess it's probably easier to clean if you can just like plug the tube or whatever. But yeah, there were lots of them. There were lots of these little marmosets, and they were all hanging out and doing their thing. Got lots of shots of them. There's also a different flavour of marmoset. Again, I don't know the names. I should have taken pictures of the names, but I totally forgot to do so. Also, hang on a second. I think the music just stopped on me. Where is it? Did it stop? Whoop, too loud. Sorry. Turn that down. Right, yeah, so different flavours of marmosets. They were doing their thing, mingling in big groups and sort of grooming each other. And they were also eating the keepers have thrown in these little cricket things into the bottom of the enclosure. So they were spending time trying to find them to eat them, and it was rather sweet. I got some good shots of these ones grooming. I thought they were sort of playing with each other's fur, and this one came up, and I got a really lucky shot where it turned. So it turned around and basically hissed. It looked at this guy and then just went. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I saw this monkey thing. Again, the joke I made yesterday that I don't know the name of this monkey, but I'm pretty sure it has at least 400 hours in Holdfast Nations at War. But you can tell he has big period moustache. There were these monkeys, larger monkeys with a much larger enclosure. These ones were similarly, can't even. They were looking for the crickets that the keepers had just thrown in, so they were busy exploring and, yeah, just milling around looking in the dirt beneath it. Yeah. They also had, they had goats. They had a petting zoo, so that you could go up, like, they had goats and sheep and cows. Well, no, were they cows? No, they were like ponies. So it was the kids could go up, and there was lots of signs saying don't touch the ponies, but of course, or don't touch the animals. But of course, all the kids were booping the animals. But the animals seemed super chill. The goat in particular seemed totally relaxed with kids running up and petting. So yeah, I guess it was fine. They had mice as well. They had the whole wall was dedicated to lots of these wooden boxes inlaid into the wall. It was full of I want to say 60 to 100 mice all running around and doing their thing. So yeah, they were kind of cute. It was at this point that I remembered that technology was a thing, and my phone does indeed have the ability to record video. So I started recording video of the mice as they're doing their thing. They were rather sweet. So as mentioned previously, I went to the next enclosure to find that two baboons were grooming each other. There was a male baboon who was lying down with its mate fawning over it. And it was also a bit unfortunate because during the grooming, the male decided to get an erection. So there's the baboon's cock, which is kind of fucking weird. And even weirder was the fucking face that this motherfucker was pulling all the way through it. He was rather excited and he was just sort of grinning at the audience. He knew what he was doing, motherfucker. Behind that pen, there was some... Wait, meerkats? Mongooses? I keep fucking this up. So they would... Yeah, so the children were loving these. They were very popular. Because you also, to the left there, you can see you've got the Perspex bubble, where children would go in and they would poke their heads through the enclosure to get really close to the meerkats. And also the legs of that lady there, that's actually a parent. She's in the enclosure because apparently you can pay a premium to have your kid become a zookeeper for the day, where they essentially get they get babysat around as they go around and clean up the enclosures and feed the meerkats and sponge clean the orb or whatever. And yeah, throughout the day you could see the kid going around and being led through the motions by the zookeeper, which I thought was a cool idea. They had servals. A serval is a type of African cat. Now, this is the third time I've taken a family trip to this zoo. The third time, everybody. And all three times, these things were just sleeping. Which, again, I point out as so around each enclosure, around all of the cages, were lots of enrichment activities for the children. There were things like facts about the serval and this long a pole with loads of measurements on it saying, how high can you jump? Did you know that the serval can jump this high? But they never jump. They don't do anything. They just lie there the whole time. And to prove it, I went back. So this is at the start when the zoo opened. I went back. I didn't basically. There's a shortcut when you get to the end of the zoo. You can go back to the beginning if you wish. And I did that. So I actually got my GoPro this time and went back to find the serval was just still sleeping. Again, I don't think it's the serval. I'm pretty sure this is just a domestic cat that the zookeepers have accidentally identified as a serval, and it's just doing what a domestic cat does, which is sleep all day. basically. They're nocturnal. The sign said they weren't. Blunned it. The sign said they were active both day and night. But here we go. In the next pen, there were some more monkeys, and again it was feeding time. These ones were chewing on some crickets. It said locusts, but I guess cricket, locust, interchangeable. Anyway, but they were enjoying their snack, and it was quite cool to see what they did next, because as they were sort of opening them up, this monkey decided to get a bit creative and started using the rope to sort of rub his food there. I'm guessing like simulate, I guess they do the same with tree bark or whatever. He was trying to break open the locust to get to the gooey, nice tasty bits inside, so it's quite cool just watching them manipulate their food. Yeah. I took a picture of some porcupine shit. Don't know why, but here we are. They had armadillos. So the armadillos were doing their thing, being armadillos. Again, the keeper for the day was a little girl. She was hand feeding them the crickets, but I get the impression she was a bit nervous to touch the cricket. They were live crickets, by the way, and this proof of this, because watch this. So they throw a live cricket, it just goes, it eats it immediately. And then what followed was essentially a Pokemon battle, where they threw the next cricket in, and it immediately attacked the armadillo, only to be eaten in self-defense. 1-0 to the armadillo there. In the next enclosure, they had a big bat exhibit. So they had lots and lots of fruit bats that were hanging around. I think they were eating pumpkins. And the same comment that I made yesterday was, again, not a very appropriate comment, but I was not paying any attention to the bats at all, despite this footage. This is the only footage I have of the bats, because I was hideously distracted by the gorgeous zookeeper. Absolutely stunned. I turned around and I was just like, wow! Wasn't paying any attention. She spoke to me. I don't know what she said. No idea what she said. But yeah, I was just like, what the fuck? Hi. And then, yeah, there was a sloth, and there was a sloth chilling in the corner as well. Yes. Anyway, moving on. There was this weird rodent thing. Not sure what it was, but whatever it did, it really, really liked rubbing its testicles. There was a little enclosure. I presume this is its bedding, but for some reason this was its play with its balls room. It gave the whole audience a good look. Yes. Also, next enclosure, they had penguins, and the children really loved this one. So they timed it in such a way that the penguin feeding would start at roughly about, say, 45 minutes into the zoo opening. So most of the kids were congregating around the enclosure to the top right there, and you could get really close and see them being fed. Yeah, it was kind of cool. They got I want to say 15 penguins. Not sure why the ones in the distance weren't feeding as well. Only about 3 of them came to eat. Maybe they had eaten before. Also, could I draw your attention to the top of the frame, where I've managed to catch an act of sabotage here, where 2 penguins kick their mate into the fucking water and then laugh about it. I even did a zoom in. Look, fucking, what's this bullshit? These cheeky motherfuckers. They look so pleased with themselves. Anyway, I also managed to get some footage of ZF Harry, weirdly. I don't know how they got ZF Harry in the zoo, but here he is. An extremely chilled gibbon. Just relaxing on his platform. Not a care in the world. And when he wasn't relaxing on his platform, he was hanging out swinging from the rafters, having a grand old time. Pretty sure there were a few gibbons in there, actually. I remember seeing a few of them. So, yeah, the rest of them are just hanging out. Just being a gibbon. I saw this sign, got excited that there was a beaver viewing area, but was rather disappointed to discover it was, in fact, just beavers. So I got the wrong impression there, but yeah, there you go. We saw capybaras. The capybaras were chill. This one was sitting in its own food. So, yes. That one's still learning, I suppose. But yeah. We saw parakeets. They had lots of brightly coloured birds, and you could buy little boxes, little sort of sachets of seeds, and have them sit on your hand. They even land on your arms or whatever. So yeah. We also had otters. Now the otters I tricked. I didn't mean to do it, but I did. So the otters here at the glass, they're actually following me around the enclosure. They were all clustering to the glass where I was. Now why is that? Because about 10 minutes earlier, my mum said she wasn't feeling too well. It was a bit warm, and she was struggling in the heat. So I took out the water bottle from my backpack and gave it to her, and took her backpack off her back, and I was actually holding it. It was in my arm. You can actually see the reflection in the glass there. Now, I think the otters thought that wasn't a backpack. I think they thought I had a bucket. So they thought I was the zookeeper coming to feed them. So they were all squeaking and making noise and trying to run up to me. And then I realised, oh shit, I'm causing a problem. So I sort of pulled away from the glass. I don't know how an otter's eyesight is, but yeah, they thought I was holding a bucket. There's this weird rodent thing. Don't know what it is, but again, I'm pretty sure it's female because it looks at me and then just turns away and just wanders off. Can't be bothered with that shit. I found the video from last night, the one that I forgot to add to the playlist. After this, there was legally distinct Jurassic Park. With little plastic gates and animatronic dinosaurs. Bit as, you know, like with little sensors that squirt water on you or make noise and tell you dinosaur facts. And, you know, the kids can get jumped when like a giant T-Rex jumps out from the hedges or whatever. Again, having seen all of the proper animals, a bit disappointed that it was animatronic. Couldn't get real dinosaurs. Rubbish, honestly. You should get real dinosaurs. And let me just play you this. This is the legally distinct Jurassic Park music. Here we go. Spielberg, get on that shit. I don't know if you can sue him for money, but you can certainly get a few meerkats off him. Yes, and then we found some lemurs. Now, the lemurs looked incredibly hungover. They were just hanging out. Yeah. They were just hanging out in their enclosure. And often they're bouncing around, and you can walk into the enclosure and just sort of see them up close. But, yeah, in this case, they're all just huddled in corners and just chilling. It was warm. It was a very warm day. I actually got some... so I'm feeling like an old dad or whatever, but I got some shots of just the beautiful fucking countryside. So this was just over the so you could stand on these platforms when you look into some of the enclosures. And, of course, it was cut back off the... This is off the property, off the zoo. And, yeah, you could just see the fucking English countryside in this gorgeous, beautiful day. And with the soft breeze. And, yeah, it was nice. It was very nice. Additionally, as is often the case, there was a train. There was a train for the kids to ride on. And it goes around the zoo. And then you can see the enclosures from the other side, you know. And then the presenter person doing it, driving the train, can tell you all about them. Of course, it's very, you know, childish, and you'd never catch me riding the train. Of course I fucking rode the train, obviously. Got on the train immediately and rode around the zoo and looked at the camels and the parakeets and all that from the conductor. That's the word I wanted. Yeah, sort of go around the zoo and, yeah, it's kind of cool. Again, not for, not really for, it's more for families. It's more for children. So lots of children activities, really. Lots of colouring books and, like, factoids and buttons they could press. But also at the end of the zoo, there's like a whole huge area. I want to say it's like a third of the zoo, which was like a massive climbing frame and cafes. You can see it there in that building there. That's one of the cafes. But, yeah, essentially so that when you get to the end of the zoo and you stop seeing the animals, all the kids can run riot in like a giant jungle gym style environment, and the parents can sit down and be led through the gift shop or whatever. But no, it was nice. So sorry, for those just joining, I'm just describing a family trip to a zoo in the south of England called Drusilla's, which is in Sussex. And, yeah, it's like a thing where you pop in, you see the animals. Yeah. You should see if that zookeeper could give you a private tour. No, it'd be creepy. Anyway, but no, it's very nice, very nice. So if you find yourself in Sussex with kids or whatever, yeah, it was good. Although I'm told by Lamram, apparently, that he sent me a text message last night saying that him and the kids have all felt suddenly very sick, and I was like, oh God, like have we eaten some food or something? You know, we had a packed lunch, we had a picnic, have we eaten some sandwiches that weren't prepared properly? It turns out we're fine. I'm fine. My mum's fine. So it turns out they've eaten something, and then I asked, what have you eaten? And they said, well, we stopped for a burger on the way back. I'm like, oh, okay, that'll do it. So yeah, so my brother's sick, but it wasn't nothing happened at the zoo to make them sick. But yeah, so a family trip to the zoo. Right, hang on. So as for right now, folks, what's the time? It's 10 minutes past 10. I'm feeling really sticky and sweaty because I've been in a warm conservatory today, cleaning glass, so I'm feeling quite gross. I'm going to go and have a hot shower with some, probably, well, actually, maybe, hang on. I might have a bath. It's been a while since I've had a bath. I'm going to sink into a bath. Right. So, thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for being here. And thank you, all of you, for your generous support over many years. Thanks to that, yeah, I'm finally moving out of this dingy fucking flat. Hey, hang on a minute. Somebody's upset. Grainy. Someone's upset that she's not getting enough attention. Hey, yes, I'll give you some attention in a minute. So she loves it. She loves the new place. She's running around like crazy in the garden. I don't think it's quite clicked. She hasn't quite understood that it's her territory now. But yeah, so she's going to have a wonderful time, I think. So, yeah. When am I moving? Not sure. So, NGO, in just over a week, the mattress will be arrived. I would take my existing mattress, but it's old and gnarly. It's probably about 15 years old now, so it's a bit, ugh. So I've ordered a new mattress, and it arrives in a week and a bit, at which point I will start sleeping regularly over there, and setting a date for the transfer of the internet connection, and that date I'll prioritise the moving of the computers and the desk. So we may as well consider that to be the move date, and then I'll just keep working from there, essentially. Yeah! Right, yeah, don't skimp on the mattress. Oh yeah, fucking hell. I didn't realise they were so expensive. Bloody hell. Right, well, have a lovely... Any large furniture to move? Not really, Malkesh. It's really just the sofa behind me. I'm going to get some guys in to do that, so get a proper moving thing. Thank you, Oriard. Thank you very much, Oriard. Right. So, have a lovely evening. Thank you again, and, hope to see you again. Are we doing it? No, I don't think we're doing anything Sunday. Well, if we stream something Sunday, then I hope to see you again tomorrow. Right. Let me have a look and see who's doing what. Right, Dinklebean is playing Unlisted. I'll hand you over to Dinklebean then. So, this is Dinklebean. I'll let him explain what he's doing. Thank you, everyone. All the best. Have a lovely, lovely evening.